Hello, my name is Price Van Ray. I am a divorced single dad of 5 kids. Welcome to my show. Hello and welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a great week. It's been very hot here. We've been getting a heat wave. I don't know where this hot air is coming from. It's been here it's all over the world, it seems like, though, because everyone's talking about the other countries. I'm in the United States. But in the other countries, it's very hot. They're saying the ocean temperature is rising. They're talking about hurricanes. We've actually had a couple of tornadoes down south where I live. I'm in Massachusetts. And there's been a few tornadoes. But I'm looking forward to a little bit of the fall because I like it when it's sort of cool, not like super hot like this. You know, I always wanted to live in Florida, but after this summer, I may have to change my tune. Now, I'm going to talk about the thought of the day. My greatest joy concerning the birth of my child is my role as a teacher to my child, and I a pupil to their teachings. That's right, when we become a parent, we, in essence, become a teacher to our kids. So we have to make sure we teach our kids good things, positive things, not negative things. And we also have to remember that our kids are teaching us. That's right. When our kids start crying, we're going to run right in there when they're newborns because we're going to be on edge. We're going to be worried something's going to happen to them. So in a sense, we are pupils and we are teachers. So I guess the world goes round and around like that. Today, we are going to be talking about something important to me. You always want rules and you want to teach your children. Well, I have 2 boys and 3 girls, but I'm going to talk about my boys. And this is rules to teach your son. And I think that's always important because you want your sons to have a great foundation, a great mind, a great what's the word I'm looking for? But you just want your sons to be great, making great decisions, doing things right in life, and having a little bit of foreknowledge of what to do. So these are rules to teach your son. It says never shake a man's hand sitting down. You never want to do that. You want to stand up and look the person in the eye. You want to give the person a firm handshake. You don't want to squeeze their hand to the point where it hurts. That's sort of being a jerk. But you definitely want to have good posture. You want to stand up, shake their hand, look them in the eye, and say, "Hi, how are you? My name is Price Van Ray." I think that's how everybody wants to be greeted. I mean, if you're sitting down, you sort of look a little bit sloppy there. You don't want to look a little sloppy. You want to look like professional. You want to make sure you look like somebody who's serious, who's interested in actually meeting somebody. Some people just, I've seen people when they greet people, they say, "Sup?" or "How's it going?" They don't shake a hand, do anything. But I grew up in an age where they say physical contact, especially upon meeting a person, it's a good thing because you're making a connection. And you always want to make some kind of a connection, which is good. So that's one thing you do want to do. Here's something a little funny. The man at the barbecue grill is the closest thing to a king. If you've seen many guys standing by the grill, they think their stuff doesn't stink. They think they are in control. They are the master of their domain. They know that they are cooking something great and they have high expectations. You ever see somebody so proud of cooking a meal than a man standing by a grill? It's truly amazing and a sight to see. Some guys will even put this chef hat on. They'll have the chef smock on. They'll have the tongs and the forks and everything. They'll go all out. They will go out. They'll have, if they're making ribs or chicken, they'll pour the barbecue sauce all over the place. But one thing they'll always have is a smile on their face. That's right. And even if they burn the chicken a little bit, the men are going to say, "Well, I meant to do that. It's charcoaled." Next time you go to a barbecue, you definitely got to check this out. Definitely have to check this out. Another rule you want to teach your son in a negotiation: never make the first offer. Now, you always want the other person to make the offer first. Now, let's say you're negotiating a job or something like that. You want to make sure the other person is not going to undercut you. For example, you go for a job and they say, yeah, we're going to offer you this job doing A, B, and C. So, what do you think your salary should be? Well, if you sit there and say, well, maybe it's $2 an hour. Yeah, that's what we were thinking too. No, no. Let them make the offer first. Say, well, what do you think it should be? You see my skill level. You know what I'm capable of. I'm just curious, what do you think my skills are worth? And let them start. Don't let them undercut you. If they say $2, you say, come on. Really, $2? We're joking, right? And see what their reaction is. If they really want you, they will pay you. Or if you're negotiating anything, go to a tag sale. Negotiating to buy a car. You never want to make the first offer. Let them make that offer. Let them do it first. Very important. You don't want to screw yourself. Definitely don't want to do that. So, if you ever go on vacation, I take my kids on vacation, and we usually stay at a few hotels. And always when you go, they always have a checkout. Okay, this is your checkout. But do you know they may have a late checkout? So you say, I'll always try to request the late checkout just so you can get a few more hours in wherever you are. I mean, this is assuming you don't have to catch an airplane to go somewhere, or a train or a bus. But if you can actually get it so that you can have a late checkout, some places check you out, they say checkout is at 10. But, they got to clean a lot of rooms too. So maybe you could be the last room and say, can I check out at 12? So I can sleep in late, go to the beach a little longer, or go hit the museums, or do this or do that. Got to speak up. You have to make sure you're not undercutting yourself. That's what this whole thing is. It's trying to rules to teach your son. So, they understand in life that you can negotiate things. You can definitely negotiate things. And late checkout is definitely one of them. Here's one you really have to teach your son. But, you should teach your son, but they should have enough common sense to know this. But sometimes, let's face it, if common sense was common, everybody would have it, right? I wonder if everybody out there can say it with me. Try to say it with me. If common sense was common, everybody would have it. And this is true. When somebody entrusts you with a secret and they don't want anybody to know about it, the last thing you want to do is tell somebody. You want to keep it. You want to keep that secret because they're trusting you. They're trusting you with this secret. They're expecting you to hold this in confidence because they want to get it off their chest. They want to make, just in case something happens. It's a secret. Some people say, well, if it's such a secret, why are you telling me? Well, maybe they trust you. Maybe they need somebody to talk to. Maybe they need a friend. And friends, true friends are hard to find. I hate to say it, but they really are hard to find. So when you find that friend and somebody entrusts you with a secret, you definitely want to keep it. You don't want to let them down. You don't want them to think you can't be trusted. You got a big mouth. You'll just tell everybody. What kind of person? What does that say about your character? What does it say about whether or not you have class? What does it say about you as an individual, as a human being? What does that say? It's disgusting. Disgusting. If you sit there and blab all over the place somebody's secret, they're entrusting you with it. A secret can be a little secret. It can be a big secret. Now, it's up to you what you want to do with the secret, but maybe they want your advice. But if it's a secret, but I'm going to be honest with you, with me and my kids, I'm going to have to draw the line there, I guess, because there's another thing. I tell my kids, and I told them when they were young, There are no secrets from Dad. Okay? We don't keep secrets. So I'm not sure about this one here. Now I'm thinking about it. When entrusted with a secret, keep it. I guess this is when you're older. You got to use your common sense, because when you're younger, you don't want something to happen to your child. I mean, your child could be abused by somebody, and they'll say, it's our secret. You have to explain to your child what a secret is, what a good secret is, and a bad secret. A bad secret is something, if somebody's doing some harm to you, you do not keep that secret. You make sure you tell somebody. If you can't tell your parent, then you tell a teacher, you tell a policeman, you tell somebody. But yeah, that's one of the big things with my children. I guess there's two kinds of secrets. And you don't want your kid holding a bad secret, because that could hurt them emotionally, intellectually, physically, psychologically. You don't want your kid messed up like that. And if your kid, that's a big thing, if your kid is being abused or being bullied at school or anything, you let them, you say, hey, this is not a secret. This is a problem. This is a bad situation, and I don't want you in it. This is something we should be talking about. There's a difference between friends having a little secret and a secret like that. Yeah, you're a parent. You gotta set the boundaries. You have to explain to them about secrets. I'm gonna change. You definitely got to explain to them about secrets, because maybe there shouldn't be any secrets, right? I'm reading it here. Maybe there shouldn't be any secrets. That's sort of a touchy one, I guess. I guess it all depends on how you raise your kids, and hopefully they don't have any bad secrets. I have 3 girls, I have 2 boys, and I always worried about them going to school, something happening to them. Walking home, something happening to them. Staying over a friend's house, something happens. So I worry as a parent. I'm always worrying about my kids. And my kids told me, Dad, you're overprotective. Well, yeah, I'm overprotective. That's my job. I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to be overprotective. Okay? I would rather be an overprotective parent than a parent who says, you go do what you want. I don't even care. I don't even care what you do. Go on. Go on. Goodbye. Goodbye. See you when I see you. No. I tell my kid, I want to know where you're going. And when I'll see you? I'll see you when you FaceTime me in about 10 minutes. I want to know. I remember, not to get off track. So my daughter, she was over her friend's house. And I said, oh, yeah, your friend's house? She goes, yeah. So I'm like FaceTiming her. So I said, show me the room. I want to make sure you're not at a party. She said, what? I said, you show me, you flip that phone around. You show me what's going on there. I want to see what's going on. Okay. Not that I don't trust my daughter, but sometimes kids can get in a situation that they can't get out of, and they need some help. And I just want to make sure my kids are safe and my kids are okay. That's what I teach my sons. I'm going to be there for you. Okay? Okay, rules to teach your sons. Hold your heroes to a higher standard. Yeah. I have an uncle who, he's passed. He's been passed for many years now. But he was a fireman. And he put out fires. That's a hero for you. That's a hero, dude. But you wouldn't expect a fireman to start fires, because that's not good. That's not a hero. That wouldn't be good. I'm not saying my uncle did that. He didn't do that. He was a great fireman. And I'm just using this as an example. I don't think firemen go around doing arson. Definitely not. I've never heard of anything like that. But, you hold your heroes to a higher standard. Just like politicians. Politicians are voted into office. You expect them not to lie to you. You expect them to do a great job. You expect them to get the job done, to look out for the little guy, to look out for you and your family, to make sure you guys are going to be taken care of through the year, through your life. Make sure your kids aren't going to be racked up in debt, everything else like that. We have to make sure we hold our heroes to a higher standard. Now, no, there are no Supermen. There are no Batmen. There are no Aquaman or Wonder Womans. But you know what? There are people just like them. And our heroes can be doctors and nurses, people in the military, teachers. That's right, teachers, paramedics, They could be your next door neighbor. You know what? Your kids will grow up. They'll probably say, "Mom and Dad, you are my hero because you are always there. You're a good role model." Yeah, definitely, definitely. Heroes are all over the place. My kids are just starting to drive, and things you want to teach your kid when they drive and they take your car. Return a borrowed car with a full tank of gas. Now, I'm not talking just my car. I mean, if your child goes to rent a car and they're at a rent a place and they say, okay, here's your car, return it with a full tank of gas. Return it with a full tank of gas. Why are you not returning it full? That's sort of common sense. It's respect. You don't want to leave like a drop of gas in there. Then the next person gets in and says, oh, geez, here we go. We got to fill up the tank because lazy person over here didn't want to put gas in the car. And now we got to spend extra money. So disrespectful. Shows me their character. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. It's disgusting. Teach your kid. Doesn't take much to have a little respect to fill up the tank, It just doesn't. You're going to use the car? Don't abuse it. Fill it. Fill up that tank. Don't let a wishbone grow where your backbone should be. You definitely don't want that. Don't let a wishbone grow where your backbone should be. I'll give you an example. When I was younger in college, I loved to go to bars, to go dancing. Now, I didn't drink. I just didn't like the taste of beer. And in my family, there's a lot of alcoholics, and I've seen how they act, and I said, no, thank you. But the other thing is I never really had a desire to drink alcohol, never really grew up around a lot of alcohol. My dad drank beer on the weekends, but that's the only thing I saw. Parents didn't smoke or drink like that. So I would go to the bars, and all I wanted to do was dance. I love to dance. It's like exercise. So I would go with my friends, and my friends, I don't know what, they went there for whatever. But I went there just to dance. And not having enough guts to just dance by myself, I always wanted to have somebody dance with me. So I would go through the bar, and I would ask every girl in the bar. Now, we're talking like 100 or more girls. And, they would say no. Nope. But there'd always be that one that would say yeah. So I would dance with that one, End of the night, my friends would say, oh, you're such a loser. You asked every girl in the bar and they all rejected you. I said, yeah, but one said yeah. And I said, what did you guys do? You just sat in the corner drinking beer, getting drunk? So I guess you had a good night. But one thing I did learn out of that, now remember, we are talking about never let a wishbone grow where a backbone should be. I always figured I never had a backbone. But I will tell you one thing I did learn. After a while, I realized instead of just asking all the girls to dance on a dance floor, when they said no, I said, hey, you want to dance? They said no. I said, you want to talk? My name's Price Ray. And you are? And a lot of them would like to talk. And then I'd say, okay, it was very nice meeting you. I'll probably never see you in the future because I'm being honest. Have a great life. I would say 30% of the time they'd say, hey, listen, let's dance for a couple songs. It was great. I guess I like to talk back then too. But at least I would always say to myself, I would hate to go somewhere like a dance club. A lot of them were dance clubs too, like a dance club, a bar, and just sit there and drink soda and say, I wish I had asked that person to dance. You got to teach your kids, don't go through life saying, I wish I had did this, I wish I had did that, because you only get one shot at life. There's no second chances. There's no redos. Grab life by the hand and say, hey, I don't want a wishbone where my backbone should be, so do you want to dance? Get out there and dance. So I always say another thing. I say if you need music on the beach, you're missing the point. Teach our kids that, you go to the beach to relax, have fun, enjoy yourself, soak it in. I mean, you want to get away from everything. Enjoy the sound of the ocean. Enjoy listening to the seagulls in the sky. Enjoy watching the clouds go by. Enjoy people watching. Enjoy feeling the grains of sand, the warm sand beneath your feet and your hand. And look out towards the ocean and think how peaceful it is, how peaceful and great life is. It's amazing when you go to the beach. We don't need to be distracted by music. Definitely not. Music is a huge distraction. And don't be distracted by that kind of stuff. No. I wouldn't want to be distracted by that. I'm not saying you're never going to want to listen to music, but tell your sons, hey, enjoy life. Because it goes by in a blink of an eye. Believe it or not. Just yesterday, I was in high school. I was in college. I was having my first kid. Now, I've had 5 kids. My oldest one's turned 18. He'll be 19 in October. I mean, time does fly. You don't want to waste it. Definitely don't. And those are some things I tell my son. And now, it's story time. A struggling artist stops by the studio where his recent work was hanging for sale. The owner tells him he has good news and bad news. The good news is that a man dropped by the studio today and put in an offer to buy every single piece. He just wanted my guarantee that the works would be worth twice what it would be paid if you were to pass away. I told him they would double, possibly triple in value. So he bought all of them. Whoa, exclaimed the artist. That's fantastic. What could be the bad news? The guy said, the guy is your doctor, the owner says. Just a little story for everybody out there. Listen, I want to thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this podcast, you can download any of my podcasts, morning, noon, and night, and hear them all over the world and the internet. It's great. The internet's something. It'd be great to hear from you guys and hear what you have to say. So that's going to bring us to the end of the show. I want to thank you all for listening today. It's been great. And don't forget to be nice and talk nice to everyone you see because it is free. That's right, free. Don't be a jerk. And remember this one last bit of advice. Tomorrow, guys, is never promised. So don't go to bed angry at any child or anyone you love. And before you go to bed tonight, hug your child and tell them, I will love you forever, Dad. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me here today. Let's do it again. I'll see you next time here on my show. Be well, be kind, be back. Peace, and I will see all of you later.